Namaste students, welcome to statistics class. Till now we were discussing about how to represent the frequency distribution in the form of graph. As I said, there are four kinds of graph which we are going to study. In that first one, that is histogram, which we already completed in the last session, and today now we are moving towards frequency polygon. And after frequency polygon, there are two more graphs are there, that is frequency curve and also ogives. Now, in order to draw frequency polygon, we require their histogram. We need to draw their histogram initially, then we need to draw frequency polygon. The difference between histogram and frequency polygon, histogram we use to represent only continuous frequency distribution. Continuous frequency means this kind of distribution. 100 to 150, 150 to 200, 200 to 250. But in case of frequency polygon we used to represent even continuous frequency as well as discrete frequency distribution. See here there are two kinds of frequency distributions are there. This first one, it is continuous frequency distribution. You can see the class intervals where we take width, and here you see this is discrete frequency distribution where we do not consider class intervals here. If we, while framing frequency distribution, if we consider class intervals, that we call it as continuous frequency distribution. If we do not consider class intervals, we call it as discrete frequency distribution. But as I said, histogram we draw only for continuous frequency distribution, but frequency polygon we draw continuous frequency as well as discrete frequency distribution. Now here we see the first problem. Draw histogram and then obtain frequency polygon from histogram. How to draw frequency polygon then? Firstly we need to draw the histogram, then we need to join the midpoint of the histogram. By joining the midpoint of the histogram, we draw the frequency polygon. We'll see how to draw frequency polygon by using histogram. Draw histogram and then obtain frequency polygon from the histogram. Take the first one, daily wages and number of workers are given. Here we are drawing graph for daily wages, frequency polygon for daily wages of number of workers. Frequency polygon of daily wages of number of workers. Draw their x-axis and y-axis. Y-axis and here x-axis and y-axis. Now see the values. Here it starts from 100 to 150, 150 to 200. What is the gap? Gap between the lower limit and upper limit is 50. So how to start here? If we start 100, 150, 200, 250, here the difference between 0 and the first value will not be equal between the class intervals. So here firstly we will start with 50, then 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, and then last one 400. So what did we represent here? Here it is daily wages along the x-axis. Daily wages. Then along the y-axis we need to represent the number of workers, and see there which is the highest value. Highest value it is 27. So here we can go either 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That also we can go, or else we can go 2, 4, 6. I think it is better to go 5, 10, 15. So we'll go here 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, then 30. So here along the y-axis, number of workers. We represented number of workers. Now see the question there. Draw a histogram. Firstly we need to draw histogram, which we already completed. Now before that, write here scale. X-axis is equal to 1 centimeter. What gap we have taken? 50 rupees 50, since it is daily wages. And along the y-axis is equal to 1 centimeter is equal to number of workers. What gap we have taken? 5 workers. Gap of 5 workers. Units you have to write what they have mentioned in the problem. If they do not mention, for example, class intervals and frequency they have given, then what you need to write? 50 units, 5 units you have to write. Now firstly we draw histogram there. First one, 100 to 150, that is 7. 100 to 150, it is 7 here. 100 to 150, 7. Then next one, 150 to 200, 19. 150 to 200, 19. 19 on an average will come here. Then next one, 200 to 250, 27. 200 to 250, 27. 27. 200 to 250, it is 27. 27. Next one, 250 to 300, 15. 250 to 300, 15. 300 to 350, 12. 300 to 315, 12. Then last one, 350, 400, 8. 350 to 400, 8. This is about histogram, which you have already studied, which you have already completed. Now, after drawing histogram, then obtain frequency polygon from the histogram. Now, when we need to draw histogram, when you get continuous frequency distribution, it is better, firstly you need to draw histogram, then you need to represent frequency polygon. But if in case of problem like discrete frequency distribution, directly you can go to frequency polygon. Now how to represent frequency polygon after completing histogram? Now you need to find out the midpoints of the histogram, 100 to 150. What is the midpoint? On an average here, midpoint you have to locate, then you have to just join those midpoints. These are the midpoints. When you do it in the graph, you will get exact midpoint here. Those midpoint you have to plot here upon the histogram. Then by using scale, you have to join those midpoint. By using scale, you have to join the midpoints of the histogram. Now it is better, sorry, it is not 50. Here also you have to join to the midpoints. Here this we call it as frequency polygon. Then here it is histogram. Frequency polygon is nothing but how we can get frequency polygon, just joining the midpoints of the histogram. But while drawing this frequency polygon, you have to, it is not freehand curve, you have to use your scale. Now one more it will come after frequency polygon, there comes frequency curve. Frequency curve is nothing but it is similar to frequency polygon, but it's a freehand curve. The difference between frequency polygon and frequency curve is frequency polygon we use their scale in order to represent the frequency polygon, but in case of frequency curve it's a freehand curve. Now as I said, only when you get here continuous frequency distribution, firstly you need to draw their histogram, then you have to represent their frequency polygon. But in case of discrete frequency distribution, directly you can represent this frequency polygon. Now here when you get discrete frequency distribution, that means these values are 70, 80, 90, 100, 110 and 120. These are the midpoints. When you get discrete frequency distribution, these values we need to consider as midpoint. Directly upon these values we need to represent these particular values. But when you get continuous frequency distribution, you need to locate their midpoints. You need to locate their midpoints. Remember, when you get continuous frequency distribution, see if they mention draw histogram and then locate frequency polygon, you have to draw their histogram, then you have to locate frequency polygon. But in some cases, they'll ask question like draw frequency polygon. Without drawing histogram, they will not mention that you need to draw their histogram. They just give draw frequency polygon for the following. In such case, it's your option. You can draw histogram like this, then you can represent, or else it is not necessary that you have to draw their histogram. Without drawing histogram also, you can represent the frequency polygon. How? Just you see the frequency class intervals you see, locate the midpoints and just join those midpoints. Without drawing histogram also, you can locate your frequency polygon. See, if they mention draw histogram, you have to mention there. Otherwise, it's optional. You can go for histogram or else you can directly plot the frequency polygon. So this is about frequency polygon when continuous frequency distribution is given. Now we'll solve frequency polygon when direct frequency distribution is given. Now see the second one, draw frequency polygon for the following. Draw frequency polygon for the following. Now you can easily see the difference between the first problem and the second problem. As I said, here there was continuous frequency, here it is discrete frequency. How to draw frequency polygon when discrete frequency distribution is given? Now draw the x-axis and y-axis. See the values there. 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Now here we can start directly from 70, 80, 90 and 100, 110 and 120. Or else we need to start from the beginning. 10, 20, 30, 40. That also you can start. But instead of that, we can take here 70 directly. See here 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, then 120. But see there, the difference between 0 and first value. What is the difference? Here 0 to 70, the difference is there 70. Then remaining value, what is the difference? 10. Difference is 10. So always the difference between 0 to first value and rest of the values should be equal. But in some cases it cannot be equal. Where we have taken just now what values we have taken, it's not equal. So what we need to draw? We need to represent the false base line. What is that false base line? Just one kinked line we need to represent here. Just we need to represent a kinked line here in order to show that if we draw here this kinked line, then it's okay. If there is the difference between 0 to first value and rest of the values, if it is not equal, it's okay, because we showed here kinked line. It represents that the 0 to first value and the rest of the values are not equal. So in such case, where 0 to first value difference is 70, then rest of the values here difference is 10. It's not equal. In such case, we need to show here kinked line. This we call it as false base line. And in y-axis also, if it is not equal, we can show here. In which axis it's not equal, that axis you can show it. Then here we represented now IQ. Here we represented IQ along the x-axis. Now see there y-axis. What are the values? Which is the highest value there? 27. Highest values are 27. Now same values we can take 5, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, then 30. Write the scale. X-axis is equal to 1 centimeter. Here, what are the units? 10 IQ. Then y-axis is equal to 1 centimeter. What is the gap? What do we represent? Number of children. So here 5 children. Right here number of children. Number of Now, how to represent the frequency polygon? As I said, if it is continuous frequency, if it is given, then you need to find the mid value. But if you get problem as a discrete frequency distribution, these values itself is a mid value. These values itself is these are mid values. These values directly you can take it as mid value. If it's a discrete frequency, how you have to locate 70. What is the value there? 7. 70. Their value is, it will come here 7. Then 80, 90, 80. Their value is 19. Then 90, it is 27. 90, it comes 27. Then 100, it is 15. 100, it is 15. Where 15 comes, here it is 15. Then 110, it is 12. 110, it is 12. Then 120, it is 8. 120, it is 8. First one it was 7, then it is 8. Okay. Now join this plotted values. Now as I said, join these plotted values. Now here you can just join it to 0 by using scale. Here 120 will represent 130. You can bring it to 130. Why you can bring it to 130 here? Because this, if it is there, this is also one more mid value. As I said, this frequency polygon we draw by joining the mid values of class intervals. Now this is frequency polygon. As I said, here only two possibilities you will get, one with class intervals, one with discrete frequency distribution. When class intervals are given, you have to find out the mid value. There, if they mention histogram, draw their histogram and mid of that histogram. If you are not drawing histogram, it's okay. Like how we represented here. If it's a continuous frequency, then we need to represent in between. If it's a continuous frequency, then we need to locate these values in between these class intervals. But here it is discrete. So directly 70. 70 only we are representing 10 or 5, which value is given. Here only two possibilities, one with continuous frequency and by drawing histogram, one with discrete frequency where their drawing histogram and all not necessary. So with this I think we can complete with the topic of frequency polygon. As I said, one more graph is there, that is frequency curve, which is very much connected to frequency polygon. We will see nextly what type of curve it is. Now we will see what is frequency curve. As I said, there is a difference between frequency curve and frequency polygon. Just frequency polygon we use there, it's a straight curve, means we use their scale. But in case of frequency curve, it's a freehand curve. Freehand curve drawing along with the frequency polygon. What do you mean by frequency curve? Frequency curve is a freehand curve which is drawn along with the frequency polygon. Now here see the problem. Draw frequency curve from the following. Frequency distribution is given and it is continuous frequency distribution. They did not mention here draw histogram or frequency polygon. Sometimes your question will be draw histogram, frequency polygon and frequency curve. What you need to do? Firstly you need to draw histogram, then represent the mid value and draw the frequency polygon, then once again upon that represent the frequency curve. Same like frequency polygon, but here it's a freehand curve. Now we will draw that what is frequency curve. X axis and y axis. Write the heading frequency curve of marks of number of students. Number of students. Now here represents the class intervals along the x-axis. Class intervals, it starts with 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. These are marks. Here it is marks. Then along the y-axis, number of students. Here highest we get as 20. Here also we can go with 5, 10 or else 2, 4 also we can go. We go from 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, then 20. Now write the number of students. Write the scale there. Scale x-axis is equal to 1 centimeter. What is that? What is the gap? Gap is 10 marks. Next, y-axis. Y-axis is equal to 1 centimeter. Then we represented there number of students. What is the gap? 2 students. Now see there 0 to 10. What is the value? Where we need to represent? If it is continuous frequency distribution, as I said, we need to represent the mid value. 0 to 10. This is the midpoint. Their value is 5. Value is 5. Then 10 to 20, that is 14, mid value. In between 10 to 20, their value is 14. Then 20 to 30, it is 20. 20 to 30, it is 20. Then 30 to 40, it is 16. 30 to 40, it is 16. Then 40 to 50, last one, it is 8. 40 to 50, it is 8. Now see here, as I said, it is freehand curve. It is freehand curve. Which one? Frequency curve. Join it to other midpoint. So it is frequency curve. In case of frequency curve, possibilities. One, what question you have already got. One more possibilities are there. Draw histogram. They say that draw histogram, then draw frequency curve and frequency polygon. If it's a frequency curve, how to draw? Same. Here you need to represent with the scale. You need to use their scale in order to represent frequency curve, frequency polygon. So this is about frequency curve. The difference between frequency curve and frequency polygon is frequency curve is a freehand curve and frequency polygon we use, it's a straight line we use by using scale. Now here, see with this only we can see that one more possible question, that is histogram, frequency curve and frequency polygon. We'll see, we'll draw histogram for this. 0 to 10 it is 5. 0 to 10 it is 5. See here, 0 to 10 it is 5. Next 10 to 20 it is 14. 10 to 20 it is 14. To 20 it is 14. Next one 20 to 30 it is 20. 20 to 30 it is 20. Next one 30 to 40 it is 16. 40 it is 16. And last one 40 to 50 it is 8. 40 to 50 it is 8. This is just an example. Instead of this, if you would have got question like draw histogram, frequency polygon and frequency curve means firstly you need to draw histogram, then frequency polygon, as I said, join the midpoints using scale. See, this is a frequency polygon. Then draw frequency curve means Same. Along with frequency polygon, you have to show there one freehand curve along with the frequency polygon. Now see, in this particular example, you have represented the histogram. So this is histogram, and this straight line, it is frequency polygon. And this dotted line, it is frequency curve. And see, this questions also may come. Here only two possibilities. As I said, first one only frequency curve, other one draw frequency polygon, histogram and frequency curve. So with this, see here we completed frequency curve as well as frequency polygon, which is similar to, it is more and less similar, frequency curve as well as frequency polygon. Nextly, one more graph is remaining, that is ogives, that we'll see in the next session.